Hi, my name is Billy Flowers, and welcome to my channel where I talk about velocity banking and how we can use this strategy to massively pay off debt. And before I get started, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. So we're going to be picking up where we left off on the last video where we had a couple who had $15,000 in debt and they had 3 credit cards that they needed to pay off. And in the last video, we paid off the first credit card. And in this one, we're going to be finishing off credit card number 2 and 3. And we're going to see how long it's going to take. So let's not waste any time and let's get started. Oh, and if you haven't watched the first video, you already know what to do. You see that up there? Go watch that before you watch this video right here so you won't be confused. So we're going to be doing a recap of our 4 key numbers. We have income of $5,625. Our expenses now, without the first credit card, right, is $4,930.52. Our debt, which was at $15,000, currently sits at $8,726.46. And now we have that net cash flow of $694.48. Remember, we started with $500. And we do have our debt tool, a line of credit at $10,000 at a 15% interest rate. Now we do have our other 2 credit cards here, and we're going to do the same thing that we did on the first video, the last credit card. We have $10,000 to work with now because it's free and clear, right? So what are we going to do? We're going to tackle credit card number 2. So what is that going to do? All right, so we're going to pay this off in full. So we're going to come over here. This is our current expenses. And since this monthly payment over here was $141.51, we're going to minus that from our expenses now, right? So now our expenses are going to go down to $4,789.01. And of course, what else is going to happen? We're going to get some more cash flow, right? We're going to get it. We're going to get some more cash flow, right? So our cash flow was at $694.48. Now we're going to gain that monthly payment in cash flow, right? That $141.51. Now our cash flow is going to go up to $835.99. That's what we're going to be starting with. So in month 1, we have the balance of credit card number 1 here. And we're already going to do the flip because it's under our income. So I'm going to have the expenses come out on the board first and then our income going in the second. You know how the deal works. You can see the line going down to zero better. Less math, less room for errors. I'm not putting in the exact number and then we're going to have a difference and all that. We ain't doing all that. So I'm just going to have the expenses come out first. And the expenses, the new expenses of $4,789.01 is going to come out the line, raising that balance up to $9,353.84. Then we're going to have that income going in of $5,625. That's going to lower the balance down all the way down to $3,728.84. We're going to get charged $57.06 in interest. It's going to raise that balance up to $3,785.90 at the end of month 1. Month 2, we're going to have our expenses come out. Our income going in, $47.32 is the interest. Balance $2,997.23 at the end of month 2. Month 3, we have our expenses coming out of $47.89.01. Our income going in of $56.25. $37.47 is the interest. $2,198.71 is the balance at the end of month 3. Month 4, we have our expenses coming out, our income going in. $27.48 is the interest. $1,390.20 is the balance at the end of month 4. Month 5, we have our expenses coming out, our income of that 56.25 going in, lowering that balance all the way down to $554.21. $17.38 in interest. $571.59 is the balance at the end of month 5. Month 6, we had our income or our expenses coming out, raising that balance up to $53.60.60. That's under our income. Put that exact amount in. Done. End of 6 months. We're done. Credit card number 2 is done. This line of credit, we paid it down. Done in 6 months. That's it. Another 6 months gone. So, what are we going to do now? Now we only got one credit card left. So, what are we going to do? We're going to do exactly the same thing. So, this is about to be gone. So, we're going to use our $10,000 line of credit. Now we're going to pay off the last card. We're going to gain another $129.01, right? So our current expense was $47.89.01. Now we're going to subtract that monthly payment of $129.01, and it's going to have a new expense of $4,660. And we're going to get some more cash flow, right? We're going to get some more cash flow. So our cash flow was at $835.99. We're going to add that monthly payment, that $129. Now, our cash flow is at $965. You seeing that, right? So we have our balance of credit card number 3 here, and it's already lower than our income, so we're already doing a flip of our new expenses of $46.60, raising that balance up to $8,821.63. Then we're gonna have that income going in. Look at that. Look at that balance right there. $3,196.63. $52.02 is the interest, bumping that balance up just a little bit to $3,248.65 at the end of month 1. Month 2, we have our expenses coming out, our income going in, interest charge, $2,324.26 at the end of month 2. Month 3, expenses out, income in, interest charge, $29.05. $1,388.31 is the balance at the end of month 3. Then we're going to have our expenses come out in month 4, right? Raising that balance to $6,048.31. Then that income is going in, driving that balance all the way down to $423.31. You already know what's coming. It's coming. $17.35 is the interest. $440.66 is the balance at the end of month 4. Month 5, expenses out. See that balance right there? We're going to zero this line out in 5 months. We're done with this. This card right here. Well, we're already done with the card, but we're done with the line of credit. Another 5 months. Done. That's it. So, in all, it took us, on the first scenario, right? It took us, let me get my notes. it took us 10 months, and then we had another 6 months, then another 5 months. So 6 plus 5 is 11 plus 10, that's 21 months. We done 21 months. We are done. Isn't that amazing? 21 months. Paid off $15,000 in credit card debt. Now, this is your net cash flow right here, $965. Mm-hmm. And of course, I like to see how much interest that we get charged. I like to do this just to get it in your mind and see how interest actually works when you're dumping all your money into these lines, and see if you're actually paying what the line says you're paying. So I added up the interest from the first credit card from the last video, right? And these two credit cards, and it came up to $746.05. And I had to look at that. I had to do that math like 2 times. I did it a couple times because it seemed kind of low. So I did it a couple times and it added up right. So, of course, to figure out the percentage that you actually paid, you're going to go on Google and you're going to type in $746.05 is what percent of, well, it's not going to say on here, but our total debt was $15,000. That's what you're going to type in. You're going to hit that enter button, right? And when I seen this, I was surprised. I was like, whoa, okay. Let me get my marker right. Marker don't even want to put it down because it's so low. You see that right there? That's that's under 5%. Yeah, you seeing that right? Whew, 4.97%. Hey, I'm just putting the math on the board, adding everything up, and that's what you get. I mean, if you want to bump this up a little bit, you can. It doesn't matter, but we still gonna be easily under 10%, easily. And you know how I be calculating these interest charges on each one of these months. So this might even be on the high end. I'm just saying, but we talking about 4.97%. And on top of that, remember, this first card took us 10 months to pay off, right? So what do you think the balances of these other cards would have been after 10 months of paying these monthly payments, right? This one, credit card number 2 here, obviously this balance that we started with would have been lower. So you're going to add 10 months plus another 6 months. So you're talking about uh, 16 months of payments until we get to the last card. So this balances are going to be lower than this. So if we have a lower balance, what else is going to happen? What else is going to be lower? This interest that we're getting charged on top of this. And if your credit cards have any type of rewards, right? I like to mention them rewards. I'm just going to lowball it and go extremely conservative and say, out of this income right here, you just going to be charging another $1,000 on one of these credit cards, right? On on one of these credit cards, collecting the rewards, just $1,000. Remember, all this money right here, and I'm just going to say $1,000, lowballing it. If we subtract, I always like to subtract 1 month off of each one of these cards. So we're going down to 18 months. at the minimum $1,000 at 1% times 18, right? That's $10 a month times 18. That's $180 coming off of this. $180 coming off of this. And if it just bumped up a little bit to 1.5%, now you're going up to $15 a month times 18. And we're talking about like $270 then off of this. What is that going to do to this? Hey, so I'll let you do the math on that on yourself. Just minus $180 off of this, and then figure out this percent, or minus $270 off of this, and find out what percent you get. You're gonna be shocked because this right here, we're supposed to be getting charged this right here, and this is what you paid. Telling you this concept is amazing. You just have to stay disciplined. You just have to learn this concept, and then once you learn it, it's just on repeat. You're doing the same thing every month. Of course, your bills are gonna fluctuate every month. I mean, everybody's bills are not exactly the same, but you're gonna be you you're still gonna beat these numbers. I want you to beat these numbers. And then if something comes up, you already know that if something comes up throughout this time when you're paying down debt, you're going to have room in your line to play with because we didn't use the whole $10,000. You're going to have room because you're putting all that income in. You're going to you got that cash flow, right? So you're going to have room. So don't worry about that. Only thing you're going to worry about is putting all you got into paying off these lines of credit, these credit cards. That's what you're doing. You're not concentrating on anything else. You're not concentrating on having your money go here, having your money go over there, over here, over there, while you have all this debt out here at these credit cards that's charging you these interest rates. No, you're not. Yeah, you might be saving for a house or something, but what sense does it make if you're going to be saving for a house, right? And then you got this debt out here collecting all this interest. And you're just paying the minimum monthly payment every month. You know how long it's going to take you to pay off these credit cards? Why not take 21 months, right? Pay off these cards, capture this cash flow, and now you can really start saving. Like nothing. Now you're going to do some damage to that savings account. Now you're going to do some damage. So I just wanted to show this couple right here that they can pay off $15,000 in less than 2 years. And mind you, this is not counting if anything happens in these 2 years. They can get a bonus check. They can get a raise at their jobs. Anything can happen in this 21 months. So don't forget that either. This is just going off this income. So if this income goes up during this time, then that's going to shorten this payoff rate. And it's going to make this interest even less. That's the beauty of it. You're going to be winning on both ends. So, this is how you pay off $15,000, starting off with $500 of cash flow in less than 2 years. $15,000 gone. 3 credit cards done. Free and clear. Now, you're just going to use one of them, run your expenses through them that you can pay with your credit card, pay that off in full every month, and use them rewards for whatever you want. So I hope you found value in today's video. And if you have any comments, don't be afraid to leave any comments down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And what's that saying? Oh, get that cash flow, right? Get that cash flow. Thank you for watching.